of the Life Reimagined Show. And I just want to jump on. I'm trying to rush because Elena's in the shower, and I already know when she gets out, she think this is her channel, y'all. She's gonna get out and she's gonna take over. That's the only word I have for it is she's gonna take over. But I just wanted to jump on. But before I do share with you guys what I'm thinking about, I want to tell you why I'm here, why I'm doing what I do. Um, the Life Reimagined Show is really not just about my journey, but the journey that a lot of people take. Um, I classify myself as a doer, a fixer. Most people have always said, you're the strong one. And I'll be honest with you, I've always hated that title. I've actually thought to myself, I am tired of being strong. Today was one of those days for me where I literally just stayed at home and I slept most of the day. And that's rare for me to do. Um, but I'm allowing myself just to rest. I've been through so many seasons in my life where I never took time to actually breathe, to relax, to think about myself. I've always, and it's not that I'm 100% selfless. Nobody is. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm a goody two shoes. I'm not saying that I have the most morals. But what one thing I can say about me is I really do care about people, and I don't want people to go through the things that I've gone through. And that's one of the reasons I have the channel is because I don't think people talk about what they go through enough. I think that a lot of people they go through their day, they look at social media, they say, oh, this person has it going on, that person has it going on, and they just pretend like life is great. And so then when they get on their social media, they do the exact same thing. I want to break that. Um, my life is not perfect. My life is far from it. I've been through so many different challenges and trials in my life, but the one thing that I want to take from that, and I hope that other people can draw from that, is I'm still standing. And not only am I still standing, I have learned so much from it. One of my last jobs that I worked on, I had the opportunity to help people who were in transition. Um, Most people thought we were the unemployment office. We were not. But I had the opportunity to help people with training and to help them become job ready. So when they became unemployed, they could go through various trainings, whether it was resume, interviewing, soft skills, all those things. But what I learned is there was so many people who had no clue. Some were older than me, some were younger than me. Age did not matter. Most people had no idea what they wanted to do when they grow up. And I'm talking about 50, 60, 70 year olds. No idea. And in my opinion, I think it's because they never took the time to ask themselves what they actually want to do. So many times we are so concerned with society and with society expectations, or we're concerned about money, or we're concerned about sometimes it's just life. I mean, when I look over my life, I was the mother of three. I lost a child, and I still had to carry on. I couldn't just take a day or a week off. I recently talked to a friend of mine, and she was going through. I just called, and I was actually calling for a favor. And as I started to talk to her, I could tell that she was a little overwhelmed, and I knew the situation a little bit, so I kind of expected it. And I just listened to her, and one of the things she said to me was, "What do you want me to do?" She was just like, "Do you want me to just call out of my job?" Um, and that's the thing. It's like, what do you do when you're overwhelmed? And what society says is just keep on, keep on, keep on, keeping on. I'm here today, and what this channel is for is to say, no, you can slow down, you can stop, you can pause. Um, what does that look like? Does that mean that you call out of work? It may. It depends on the situation. Does that mean that you quit your job? It may. I did. I don't necessarily encourage people to quit their jobs because we all have bills, right? But what I am saying is there are other ways to do it. And I didn't just quit my job. I started looking for other solutions. Matter of fact, I think a year before I ever left my job, I started writing. I started looking and assessing my skills. I started trying to figure out what is it that I'm really good at? What am I passionate about? What do I love doing? And so, and then I started. I was thinking about the word curiosity today, and I'm. It's gonna seem like I'm just jumping around for a moment, and I do that a lot. But I was thinking about curiosity because I had my grandchildren here today, and one's 3 and the other one's 4. And when I tell you, I have never met children like these. These are the most highest energy children I've ever met in my life, and I had 5. And I think my grandkids, they are very high energy. But what I love about them is the curiosity. I mean, they if I glued their tails to my couch, they wouldn't have sat still because they want to know, Grandma, what is this? And Grandma, what is that? And I would tell one to sit down, and the other one would go off and looking in a box, or they would pick up something. They want to know how it worked, and they were exploring it. And you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You have kids, or you have grandkids, or you have nieces, nephews, or you've watched children. They're naturally curious. And what I thought about, I'm like, what happened to me? What happens to us? Like, why are we not curious? Why are we not tapping into who we are and trying to discover the world around us? Kids, you literally, like I said, if I glued those babies' tails to this couch, they would have found a way to get up, and they still would have been asking me 1,001 questions. My granddaughter, I have 3 big chests in my living room, and I have pictures in my chest. But my grandbaby didn't know what was in that chest, and she could not contain herself. She would lift up one of the little handles, and then I saw her lift the second one up, and before I knew it, she had slid and opened up and was trying to open the third. Well, she couldn't lift any of them because they're literally big old chests. But it didn't stop her from trying. She wanted to know what was inside of them, and that's what I want to ask you guys. Have you stopped to look inside yourself lately? Have you stopped to ask yourself, what else can I do? What more can I offer? Why am I here? I think so many times we're just going, 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 going. And I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about myself. And in this season, I'm learning to just slow it down so I can see that there are so many possibilities. Because when we're always in this state of urgency, got to do it now, got to do it. And that's what this whole world has kind of turned into. Everything is this microwave generation. I need it in a minute. I need it in 30 seconds. I have a deadline. I have people are counting on me. All of that is creating stress in our minds, in our bodies. We're not able to slow down. We're constantly going. And in order for you and for me to actually think clearly, we have to start slowing those thoughts down so that we're able to so that we're actually able to make good decisions. So that's part of what this channel is about. You will see me doing that in various ways. And I'm sitting here, it's funny, I'm talking about urgency, and I'm trying to rush because I know Elena's coming. I know she coming, y'all. And she coming for this channel. So Elena is my youngest daughter. She is 9. She's absolutely fabulous in her own rights. She is such a girly girl, and she's very creative. She loves to talk. She loves to entertain, and so, but I love the fact that she too is always constantly curious and asking 1,001 questions. Oh my God. I didn't think anybody could ask more questions than me. I didn't think anybody could talk more than me, but my daughter has me beat. But she's such a blessing because she really does want to learn. And that's what I want to just say with you guys. And I like speaking to myself. I don't like, trying to anticipate what other people are thinking or what other people are going through because, truth be told, ask Elena, I tell her this all the time, the only people we can control are ourselves. So that's the season I'm in my life, and this comes after years of trying to control others, years of not intentionally manipulating people or situations, but it happens. It happens to the best of us, and a lot of times people with the best intentions are the main ones that kind of fall victim to that. So again, I'm just saying, slow it down so that you are able to make good decisions. And those decisions are not, I don't know how I want to say it, just making good decisions, because everything that we do ultimately has a consequence. We know that, we understand that. In some kind of way, we still end up not being able to think clearly sometimes. So I've said a lot. I'm still sitting here thinking about my little busybody grandchildren. But it was a joy today. They came. We watched a couple movies together. They wanted 1,001 snacks. They asked 1,001 questions. But that's what I want to do, is just encourage you to start exploring. Um, Remember the time where you were curious, and maybe even find one thing in your life that you can explore again. Uh, for me, I don't know if I've shared this today, but I've been writing, and so it's caused me, oh, excuse me, I forgot to sneeze, but it's causing me to ask myself a lot of questions. And I'm loving the fact that there are a lot of things that I hadn't thought about in a long time. And for me, it was like, this is normal, this is my new normal, and I didn't have to question anything. But in this season of my life, I'm trying to actually slow down, think about what I'm experiencing, and just be present. I guess that's the word that I'm looking for, is just present. So it's a challenge for me, because for years I've just gone, and I've just been doing. And in this season, I want to be more intentional. I want to be intentional about my life. So I just took a challenge, and part of my challenge is to, and I haven't done this part. Don't tell my mentor. I don't have to tell them. My body will tell me. But I'm trying to eat better. I haven't been able to do it yet because my refrigerator really doesn't have a lot of healthy options. But Thursday, there's this juice that I generally drink that I'm going to make smoothies with. So that'll be great. And then I did walk today. I got out and walked. I did clean too. Um, and so I'm just trying to hold myself accountable. I'm trying to control myself, not others. And I say that, and I even used the word manipulation earlier. And some people will think, oh wow, she's manipulative. She said she's a manipulative. All of us have the potential to be manipulative if we're honest with ourselves. What I'm really saying is, I'm being honest with myself. I'm holding myself accountable, and I'm telling myself the truth. When I came out of depression, that was the one thing that my one question was, how did I get here? And one of the things that I felt in my spirit was, the truth will set you free. And I have stood on that since that time. And what I had to start doing, because before that point, I blamed everybody around me for everything that I experienced, not intentionally. I consider myself a very responsible person. I consider myself a very honest person. But I never would have considered myself delusional at all. But sometimes there are some things that we hold on to as truths that just are not true. And so I had to start differentiating between my reality and what I believed was true. And so once I've started doing that, it's actually started to help me process things a little better. So I didn't really want to be on long. I just wanted to come on and say hi, see how you guys are doing, and to let you know more about this channel. Again, this channel is here for the fixers and the doers, and you hardworking, strong men and women of the world who feel like you're always doing for everybody else, and nobody seems to understand what you're going through. Nobody ever stops to say, "How are you doing?" That's what I do. I'm just here just to kind of show you. I'm really kind of just living my life out loud. You will see me doing the weirdest, strangest things. You might see me shopping in one of my favorite stores. You might see me and my kids out playing at a playground or sledding down a hill. You might see me talking to my contractor about my home remodel. You might see me, you probably won't see my husband, but you might see me just having family moments. So I'm and the reason I do that is because we have so many facades around us on a daily basis. Everybody's always marketing to us. Everybody's always wanting something, but nobody, most, not, I hate this definitively say everybody, but a lot of people don't have anybody to talk about the real issues, to talk about things that are really going on in their lives, to talk about, you know what, I'm just tired, or to talk about, you know what, these kids getting on my nerves, or just talking about real people, real issues, talking about relationships and friendships. And, so that's what I do on the Life Reimagined show. We are just here reimagining life. For me, as I stated earlier, I did leave my job. I left my job because I finally realized my worth. And I don't mean financial worth. I mean, I know who I am. I know what I deserve. I know that I deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, and that nobody can take that away from me. And so, the more we slow down and we start to really evaluate our lives, the more we can put things in perspective. I've talked to so many people who say, "Man, I hate my job, but the money's good." Okay, the money may be good, but what about your health? How's that going to impact you long term? So, we're going to be talking about all kind of stuff. I don't know if I shared this already, but my background is in human resource development. So sometimes I'm coming from that perspective. Sometimes I'm coming from the perspective of just being a mom. Sometimes I'm coming from the perspective of being a wife. Sometimes I'm coming from the perspective of being a friend. But, we all carry all of these roles every single day. Sometimes I'm coming from the perspective of being a hoarder or a shopaholic, because not only do we all have strengths, we all have areas of opportunities in our lives that can make us better. So, regardless of wherever you're at, I try my best to be as honest as possible about where I'm at, what I'm going through. And just so you know, you're not alone. Like for me, if I had to have one phrase that I want this channel to be about, is you are not alone. You're not the only person that's going through that. You're not the only person that's experiencing it. Other people have experienced it, and guess what? They've made it through. So if I do nothing else today, I just want to say, continue to keep moving, continue to keep striving. Do come up with a plan, and if that plan doesn't work, pivot. What does that mean? It means change directions. That means that's the reason I think skills are so important, is because sometimes we get stuck, or we feel like we're stuck, and we feel like, I can't do this. Yes, you can. You can. It may not be today. It may not even be tomorrow, but if you put a plan in place, and I always tell people, and I personally like to work backwards. So if I say that, for example, I'm working on a book right now. My deadline for my book, oh, I hate to give y'all a deadline, but it's April 25th. My birthday is the 24th, so I want to have my book, I want to have a book signing for the 24th. Well, that actually has put a lot of stress on me. Um, to have the deadline, and I hate that phrase, by the way. Do you hit a word in it? Deadline. So I'm really trying to, what I'm doing is I'm working backwards. So I know I have so much time. The date that is going to be due at the latest is the 24th. For me, that means I want to have everything done before the end of March, because by April, everything else is going to be planning for the event, right? So that means I have to have my outline done. I have to have my chapters done. I'm gonna have to have a period of where I'm doing editing. I'm gonna have to have a period where I have my friends or family read through the book. So it's just putting things in place and developing behaviors and habits that actually align with what I want to do. And that's a big, big part of everything that I'm doing right now, is trying to be in alignment. It's one thing to talk about doing something, it's a whole nother thing to actually do it. So there we go. I call all this transformation in motion. Sorry, I got a text message just as I was talking, one of my good friends. Okay, here comes Elena. Elena, you want to come tell everybody hi? You can come over here. Hurry up, because I'm about to get off. Oh. But It's called Transformation Emotion.
What's
And
y'all been
basically,
talking about?
we've been talking about everything, Elena. We've been talking about you and how you try to take over my channel.
How do you think I look?
Elena, this is not about how you look, child. Okay. Anyways, I
It's supposed
told
to be
you,
like this. When are you gonna take out my hair?
Elena, you just got your hair done, and I'm so grateful that it's done.
I
So,
want a new hairstyle. I want like my hair out.
okay, you guys. So, Elena and I, most Sundays, we didn't do anything this Sunday. And speaking of which, what did I tell you yesterday, Elena? I said every single morning we need to water your hair and moisturize it.
I shampoo my hair and then I water it.
No,
No, I
Lena.
watered it.
No, Lena.
I put water in it, shampoo, then a leave-in conditioner.
Lena.
And then I put a mousse in it, and then I put oil. And then
Some of those steps are correct, but you don't do that every day or you're going to dry your hair out. So
yeah, I don't do mousse, but I just put it in there.
Yeah, I got to hurry up and get off y'all because Elena will take over. But one of the things that Elena and I do most Sundays, we do a hairstyle. And I try to do age-appropriate hairstyles. This is the last hairstyle that we did. We need to oil it and probably turn your head that way.
Take 3
Stop
hours.
making faces. It did take a long time, Lena.
Yeah, but it was like.
Oh, where's your heart at? What side is the heart on? Let me go this way.
It's this way.
Oh, okay. You can't really tell because where's your bow at, Lena? Oh, it done fell off in the shop. Anyways, so we've been we try to do hair a couple times a week. Not a week, once a month. So Lena wants a spanking, y'all, because she was supposed to be in the bathroom taking a shower.
I did take a shower. I thought I was finished.
And so apparently Elena thinks it's appropriate for a little girl to put on eyeshadow. So, anyways, this channel is all about us just
it matches
reconnecting.
my outfit.
Lena, please stop. Anyways, I'm just living out loud. I'm just sharing my truth. I'm trying to share it with my kids. And what I do a lot of times is I try to, because I have so many obligations, as most of us do. I don't know how we do it in today's society.
Why doesn't the comments
but
show anymore?
I don't know, Lena. But you know what? That's a great question. I do need to figure that out. But what I'm trying to do is actually just integrate it into my life. So I get to parent. I get to.
She
talk.
got her own business. She got a
Lena,
business.
Lena, no. So, Lena and I have been working on
books.
Well, we're working on books, but we're also working on self-regulation as well because if we don't train them, y'all, they'll just say and do whatever they want to do. And so we've just been, that's another thing that we're both working on for our individually and ourselves. It's just, like I keep telling Lena, what I tell you every single day, Lena, who can you control?
Me.
Really?
But you tell me what to do all the time.
Why I said Lena?
Because you said control yourself, but you're trying to control me for telling me what to do.
Because I'm your mama. That's a whole nother story. Self-control and self-regulation, there's still a thing called parenting. And when you're under the age of 18, you still need some guidance. So I'm offering you guidance. Free guidance at that. People pay for this kind of service, girl. Anyways, like I told you guys, okay, there we are. My friends were texting. We have a group, we call ourselves the Foodies and Foodie Queens. We normally go out once a month. We hadn't been out in a couple months, actually.
Can I come with y'all next time?
You surely cannot. It's for the queens, honey. You're a princess.
I'm a queen.
You are a princess. Stay in your place. Stay in your lane. But
then why is there anything about a princess squad?
You could start one. Why don't you start a princess squad?
With who?
I don't know. Maybe you can just say, hi, are there any girls local in the upstate area who would be willing to have a mother-daughter date? I mean, I don't know, Lena. But no, I don't have a, what did you call it? A princess squad? I love it. I do love that, and that's a great idea, Lena. Maybe we will start a princess squad.
I have friends, you know.
Do you?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, maybe that sounds like a plan.
You have numbers with their friend. Like you got numbers with their moms.
Okay. Well, anyways, we're going to jump off. If you're just joining us, please come back and watch this episode. Just talking about the purpose of the Life Reimagined Show. It's all about just living out loud in real time, sharing our truths, and being realistic with ourselves. And there's so many high performers, high doers and fixers, the strong person, who think it's just them and they're all alone. They're used to carrying that weight and that load all by themselves. And the Life Reimagined Show is here to just say, nope, we're here with you. We're on that same journey. We're sharing our tips, and we're just hoping that you continue to move and explore. And I call that transformation in motion, because you might not get to where you want to be today, but if you keep on reaching towards those goals, you should be able to reach those goals in due time. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us today.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, talk to you soon.